Hello again, Struckwell. Welcome back. Today I'm gonna stream for a few hours before it's time for dinner, right before the patch. The patch is supposed to, what I heard, land around 10 in the morning Pacific time, which in the UK would be 6 in the evening. In Germany 7, my time 8 in the evening. Bangarang, hey to you as well. Welcome back, Bangarang. Let me quickly sort my overlays, folks, to make sure everything's running. Actually, I think I'm pretty good to go now. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of grinding as usual, and in a few hours, like around 1 hour before the expected time of the patch, I'm probably gonna go make myself some quick dinner, have some food, and get ready for the patch. Let's start by playing the mage today. And what's happening? I'm not hearing much sound. I'm wondering if that's my headset. Never mind, I'm hearing sound now. Okay, any wife bound I need to be aware of? This one. Oh, that's actually something with a lot of potential. I can try and gamble for some shoulders. Just a bit, just a little bit. Just like a few tries to get the celestial shoulders. Not the celestial shoulders, but the skittering shoulders. That's what I'm trying to get. I really need a skittering shoulder piece for my Dusk Mage. Oh, there we go, there we go. Ding 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 ding. That's a nice start. That is a nice fucking start of the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna be losing so many good stats, but I'm getting this empowering zone, which is all I need on this this piece of equipment. So I'm basically just losing gear work and chance to block, but I'm getting that extra defense to everything and an enchanting sword. Let's go enchant it. That is a very nice way to start the stream today. And again, as I said, there's gonna be a second stream when the patch is ready. After a dinner break in, like, let's say 3 hours from now, it would be 6:30. So 3.5 hours from now, I'm probably gonna make a 1 hour break or so for just to cook some burgers or to cook something else. Okay. Okay, let's enchant this this shoulder piece. We want Equinox because we're gonna be doing Act 3. Oh, defense to everything. Mad gem. Defense for everything. Now we are getting a little better, and we're not losing too much HP, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we've got going on there. So this would be shoulder. Can I place it in one of my wardrobe statues? And hey, Kata Linux, and thank you Bangarang for the grats. I kind of didn't see the chat until now. I had it hidden by accident, so sorry for the late response. But yeah, that was actually super nice start. So as for this quap, I need to find it a place to stay. Yeah, no one needs this. It's shitty. And I'm gonna be getting rid of some Wobby stuff that I may not need. This is 19, this is 27, we don't need this. This one's getting salvaged. This one I'm probably gonna put here, and this one. Alright, I think I'm ready. I'm just gonna quickly salvage some stuff. Still got some wife-bound stuff. I'm starting to to stack up on those respectacles, getting close to 4 stacks. Oh shit, oh shit. I don't have enough room for everything. No, no, I'm gonna have to start a new stack of those here. And now I don't have room for some items. Let's try and delete something that I don't need. Something with low damage. We don't need this. This can go away. This can go away. Okay, let's go kill some stuff now. Having those Kittering shoulders would be a great addition finally, to have some more survivability, to be able to at least take a hit or two on bosses instead of getting one shot if I don't dodge things like White Wolf's attack. So this 50% damage reduction is great. Let's move. Act 3 is supposedly starting around 6 UK time, 10 Pacific. If you're from the US, around 10 in the morning Pacific. But I haven't seen an official announcement. I've just read people in the Discord channel, the official Discord channel, saying that that's it. Maybe they heard from a developer, maybe they were just guessing. Yesterday I guessed that it's gonna be no earlier than 10 or 11 Pacific, and if what others are saying 10 Pacific is actually true, then yeah, we're 4 hours and a half away from it. So I'm gonna stream for like 3.5 hours, take a 1 hour break, and then return after dinner. So we've got 3.5 hours more of me streaming until my 1 hour break. You're off today, that's nice, that is nice. I'm also considering instead of cooking today to maybe order in. We'll see. If I order in, I'm gonna have to make the order probably 1 hour ahead just to allow for some delivery time. If I forget, I'm gonna have to cook. If I forget to order on time, I'm gonna have to cook. But yeah, I'm gonna try and remember 1 hour before I stop my stream and my first stream today to maybe order some stuff. We'll see. But I'm definitely gonna try and stream as soon as the patch lands. My internet is not bad, so I should be able to update quickly as long as I see the patch downloading and being ready. Alright, let's stop killing stuff and go look for some phase beasts. And there we go, first beast of the day. But yeah, that's always with patches. They might post one time, so it's gonna be this time, but it could be later. It could be slightly earlier, but usually that's the regular time they do patches, because they're on the Pacific time zone, so it makes sense for them to want to at least have properly woken up and be ready and responsive, because before 10 in the morning no one's properly woken up. You need to give people some time to wake up before they patch and do anything related to the follow-up after a patch. So it's pretty reasonable. And since my flatmates are still not in the town, they're still not here, I can keep my stream going for quite some time tonight. If I have to, I can even make coffee and drink some. I normally don't drink coffee because it's too strong on me. It works like, well, it works like what I assume drugs would be on me when I drink coffee. so only drink it when I haven't slept or when I'm planning on not sleeping for the evening, something like that. So who knows, maybe I'm gonna pull an all-nighter tonight with this patch, because the patch is landing around 8 in the evening my time. And I'm planning on at least completing the Act 3 with 3 heroes, maybe 4. And that's at least 3, 4, 5 hours per hero based on how quick I complete stuff. Drink. I wouldn't say drink. Doctor recommends. That doctor is very bad doctor. If the doctor is recommending you to drink coffee, because I had problems when I drink coffee with my what's it called, fatigue or whatever it's called, like dizziness. I kept getting super dizzy due to my blood pressure. Because as soon as the coffee effect runs out and I like get up off my chair or something like that, I would get dizzy and I would lose my blood pressure. It would go down, and and it was definitely not pleasant experience when shit like that happens. Actually, finally got a power conduit. So that's one of the main reasons why I kind of stopped drinking coffee. Also, when the effect of the coffee runs out and you get hit by the after effect, I get so sleepy. I get so fucking sleepy with the after effect of coffee. And that's where I have to drink another one. It's like a fucking drug. I mean, it is a drug. It's not like caffeine is something that's not a drug. I'd much rather drink black tea if I want my daily drink of caffeine. I don't get that same thing with black tea, which is weird, which is super weird, because they're both supposed to have caffeine, black tea, green tea. But I love coffee, man. I love espresso, black coffee, no sugar, no milk. And I drink it on shots. I like drink it the whole shot in one go, as if I'm drinking tequila. And oh, Sky just said something. Sky, what did you want to say? Sky? he wants something. I played with him before stream, so he wouldn't bother me during the stream. Maybe he wants some food. Let's give him some now, so he would not be bothering me throughout the rest of the stream. Better give him food now. I did feed him earlier, like a couple of hours ago, but I guess he got tired from all the running around the apartment we did earlier. Yeah, he says food. Yeah, food. He seemed angry when he said it. But that's the thing, he ate just a couple of hours ago. He then went to chill on the balcony in the sun, do some sunbathing, and then when he overheated, he went to vent in the cold corridor on the terracotta flooring. Alright, the pet needs to go to the town. Back to sunken ruins. They really need a god of work on where we end up after leaving a portal. After leaving a phase beast portal, because right now we're ending up in all sorts of weird places and spaces. I'm actually happy I found a phase beast in this zone. Unluckily, it was not the boss arena I wanted to end up in. Wow, just when I was about to do Dark Spears where they used to be. Oh! Another legendary. Well, we're on a roll today. We are on a roll today. What is here? There's some weird Steam achievements that didn't seem to be triggering properly, which is weird. But yeah, I've just checked the Steam achievements today for the game, and it seems some achievements that I definitely should have unlocked, like killing 500 Hivit, don't seem to be unlocking. So I'm thinking with the next patch those should be fixed. But yeah, that's actually great having this one. I'm gonna equip this. It's just a single whitening. That's underwhelming. Power conduit, I can tell you it's an underwhelming one. Let's just check the damage. Yeah. Just no. Just no. Wait, was that follow-up whitening from my power conduit? No, I think that was just me shocking enemies. Yeah, and 2 bolts on shock, and this is chance to shock, okay. And that was just me proccing the shocks. Alright, let's do the damage of this thing. This is 2000 and this only 600. That's just so bad damage, it's not even worth it. Taking a legendarium SWAT or I think this shield really needs a boost of the damage. Really needs a boost of the damage. So this shield, we can safely say this 80% weapon damage seems very wrong right now. I'm gonna buff myself for the dark and white buff and test it and compare it to the damage I can get on an Absolver. But look at the damage on Absolver, 737. So it's obvious that this 80% just seems like it's not enough. When I can get something with 10 times as much damage without the cooldown, and Dark Spears right now I've got it at 3.6 without items that give me cooldown reduction. I think this shield would be nice if it gives you 360% weapon damage or 240% weapon damage, something like that. 80% weapon damage, that's my reaction to it. I mean, it's good to have it rather than not have it, but there's better things that you can occupy your legendarium with or equip yourself with. But it looks fucking epic. I gotta admit, it's such an amazing design of a shield. I wish there was a little bit of glowiness, like a little bit of yellow glow here. Actually, not yellow. I would prefer this white to be slightly glowing, pulsating, and then the dark one to be also kind of slightly pulsating. I need a look at it. Let's kill this enemy and look at it from up close. So is it pulsating? I don't think it is. I would love for that to be pulsating. You see there's a white streak here. This thing like a white streak, and once over there, and then there's a purple streak over here. It would be nice if this one pulsated. But it's a very, very good design. I love that design more than Symmetry. This one I love more than this one. But look at how Symmetry has some pulsating glowy thingy. So something similar would be amazing to the other shield. Alright, enough admiring of the artwork of the game. I just can't get enough of the design of some of the things in this game. 2D and 3D alike. So let's go and test that skill. I need to build my buff bars, both of them. Do I have both? Alright, let's see. Did I just block this? 600. 600, barely anything. 1900. Alright, 1900 when I can do 10,000 with this. So yeah, 10% of the damage of Absolver. Seems a little bit underwhelming. Really, I know it's extra bonus and I know it stuns, but I mean, at least make it 200% weapon damage. At least. It's not gonna be too overpowered. It's not like 360. So 200 is nice. 200 is a balanced increase for this. Because it's not like you can spam it the same way you can spam Absolver. Or Entropy, or well, with Energy Spike you can't spam it as much, but still. Because right now I don't feel like I wanna be taking this shield. If I have better options for my offhand, like Egg of Wonder, and there were some other offhands. Some other offhands like the Brilliant Herald, good offhand. Ebon Grasp actually is a main hand. Molten Reach is a main hand. Soul Flask actually is pretty nice. Soul Flask together with an Ebon Grasp. I'm wondering if it's gonna be giving us those buffed up Holy Bolts, Unholy Bolts. Still wanna test if that combo works. Once I finish Act 3, I'm gonna be all about gambling farming. Well, what's happening? I'm getting a ton of legendaries today. What's with my gear work? Only 25%, and I already got like 3 or 4 legendaries since I started streaming, if I don't count gambling and getting the skittering shoulders from the gambler. So yeah, I'm actually enjoying it a lot. I'm gonna stay in this zone because it seems like I'm on a row, and when I'm on a row I like clearing the zones. It seems like my RNG has been blessed for this one run.
Why has the sister not defeated the hero yet? Is this a game to her? If she will not deliver the Void Ember, and she will not defeat my enemies, what good is she?
Okay. But this stun is super nice from the shield. Even if it didn't do damage and just stunned, it can be definitely useful if you want to just quickly stun them and get away. This stun. Slammer Realm Masters would love me in their team with that stun. And my pet needs to go sell again. Actually, I missed something. There might be an elite spawning here. Let's check. Well, no elite, but still a bunch of other dudes. And Duran, I'm very well, Duran. Nice to see you again. How have you been, Duran? My skill number 2, that's my skill number 2. Energy Spike. I'm gonna try and show you. This skill is getting a nice buff with the patch. It's getting a nice buff because they kind of nerfed it with adding a cooldown to it and with not adding cooldown items. And I think they're gonna be adding cooldown items for Energy Spike. This skill used to have no cooldown, my number 2. And it used to be a super strong skill. Before Entropy existed, that used to be actually the go-to spammy dark skills damage skill. So yeah, that's it. It makes like a few energy spikes that are cascading, and if you add knockback to a skill like this, it works very well. But sometimes it works too well, and you end up knocking the enemies away from your spikes. So I think having knockback is good, but having too much knockback might be too bad. I've tested it a lot before with shitloads of knockback, and I ended up knocking back the enemies so far away that I ended up not hitting them even with the final spike. But sometimes it's nice. Like 30-40% knockback maybe is what you need. So you can hit a few more times with that. The same goes for Entropy or for other skills like Fracking Strike that work in a similar way, where it's cascading and it can hit multiple times. Oh, my pet is back, just right on time. I'm gonna have to go and gamble soon again. I wonder if I can squeeze some more legendaries in this zone, now that I've already got a few. I'm really liking the thunder sound, effect that this shield makes. For example, for my outro video, for my upvotes and for my stream. I spent a lot of time looking for the right sounding thunder effect to add on top of my whitening when making that intro in After Effects. It took some time to find the correct whitening that's royalty free and I can use it and things like that. And this one I'm really liking. This one. The new patch is coming roughly around 3 hours and 10 minutes from now. 10 a.m. Pacific. 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Germany time, roughly. But it could be earlier, it could be later, but that's the rough estimation of when that's coming. And Catalinux, what are you asking about sharpshooter and whether something is on sharpshooter? And HG is saying hoping a change to sound effects and the big floaty numbers gives the game a cheap mobile game look. Well, the damage numbers you can remove. They were something we really wanted and they ended up adding. You can always remove the damage numbers. I actually like damage numbers most of the times. Sometimes I get bored of them and change them. I don't like games where you go into the millions and billions and then they don't condense it. So I like seeing when it's 100,000, I like seeing 100.2k or 100.23k or like 10.2k or 1.23 m for million instead of giving you a huge number like Wosen. In Wosen, I ended up most of the time when I got bored of those numbers disabling them. So once it reaches the triple digit thousands, so something like 6 digit total. Once it reaches 6 digits, I think it needs to have some sort of shortening, like 100.2k. It's like saving a little bit, maybe 900.1k, something like that. It won't be bad if they add quality of life option later on to increase or decrease the font size of the numbers for people who don't want that. But again, if you don't like the numbers, you can always disable them. As for the sound effects, I think some of the sound effects in the game are amazing. Erica has done an amazing job for some of the sound effects. And a lot of sound effects actually are still placeholders for cutscenes and things like that, so keep that in mind. But yeah, if you don't like some sound effects, feel free to give them feedback on the notes. Feel free to give them feedback. I mean, that's why Note exists, so that people can give feedback. I didn't like a certain effect that was when you use your cooldown, it used to do ding 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 ding, like such an annoying sound. And now this sound, they use it for another thing, but not for when you're in cooldown. Now when I'm pressing my number 2, I don't hear that ding 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 annoying sound. So, see, I did send feedback a few months ago about that, and see, they changed it. They used the sound for something different. So again, you can't expect something to get changed unless you say that you don't like it, unless you voice your opinion. That's what early access is about. About players giving their feedback, saying what they like and what they don't like. And if you don't officially report it and expect something to change and then get disappointed that it's not changed after you not not reporting it or not voicing your concern, then people shouldn't be complaining. But exactly now is the time to complain that you don't like or like something. Now is the perfect time to say, hey, this feels wrong, that feels wrong, hey, I like this, but could you maybe change it a little, and things like that. Now is the time to be vocal about all sorts of things. Oh shit, I just sold items with 20k gold already being the limit. Okay, what do I wanna get now? I wanna get let's try and get some offhands, some focus item. Okay. Knockback. This is 15.3 and this is yeah, this one's probably going away. Alright, I'm gonna go leave something quickly in the fort. Dismantle, salvage some stuff. But every hero has its own skills, so if I'm using a certain skill on a certain hero, you cannot use that skill on another hero unless it's a relic skill. So only relic skills are not class specific. So my number 1, 2, 3, 4 and this one. So this, and this are class specific skills. This is a relic skill, relic active skill. So I get that from the relic and I can get it on any hero. This is actually changing. In a few hours this would behave differently. But yeah, energy spike you cannot get on a sharpshooter. But on sharpshooter you've got many other good skills. Let's this enchant this. Those boots, I'm considering keeping them for a Woby mage if I end up leveling a 3rd mage. So I'm just gonna quickly delete something. Let's say I delete, let's say I delete this.
Your pet has arrived.
Okay, I'm gonna go now to kill a boss fight. A phase beast boss. I should by now it should have reloaded the enemies in this zone. I spent long enough for that zone to reload without me needing to rewalk. I'm liking this rotation I did. Less phase beasts, but a lot more items for selling to make money for gambling and stuff like that. I wanna check something. What if I were to change this to something else? This one is actually getting changed soon. This one was a legacy affix. Chance to drop stalactites. It's not been reworked for a long time. Alright, I don't think there's anything worth equipping right now. I'd much rather have this the way it is. Come on, beast. I know you're somewhere here. And maybe another map without a beast. I'm so happy that they're gonna be adding 2 more meters to the range of this skill and of Ghost Visage. So yeah, probably another map without a phase beast. I'm gonna quickly check the one place I didn't. Gotta go to the character selection screen now. Alright, had to mute myself for a second here. So yeah, taking a while sometimes to get a phase beast. Thankfully just a few hours away from the patch. So I'm gonna do another map rotation like the previous one I did on this hero, and then I'm gonna play a little bit on Realm Master. Just post it on the Discord channel that I'm live in case people are monitoring that self-promotion channel. Oh yeah, it's definitely nice. I can soak some hits with those shoulders now. I can afford to get 1 or 2 hits before I die with that 50% damage reduction, and that's when my defense is barely anything. It's like 10%. I don't have much fire, if any fire defense. Yeah, no fire defense, just mostly poison and regular. Oh, this might be strong. Never mind. That's one of the coolest looking blue designs for a Digitus. nether grip, the one I'm wearing. Right, let's go here. So the rotation after this one is moving to Sunken Ruins, and from Sunken Ruins to Acrid Plains, and hopefully on the way finding a few more beasts, a few more. Okay. Vesku Vasilev, when the new patch act will be out? It should be today. Yeah, today, 4 hours from now, roughly. Expect it around 4 hours from now, plus minus 30 to 60 minutes, because anything's possible. They might need more time, they might need less time, but it's expected around 4 hours from now. So just warm up, be ready, have your food and drinks before it's patch time, and then we can just start grinding, leveling those heroes through the new act, completing the new story chapter, and gambling for cannons. Can't wait to start gambling for cannons. I want those legendary cannons for my forged.
Your health is low.
No beast. Alright, my pet is he's clearly not begging for food now. I think he's just seeking attention. I'm not sure if you're hearing my pet, but he's meowing and rotating around my chair, or not rotating, but kind of walking around my chair. And I just fed him. I fed him earlier. If he's hungry, he shouldn't be. He already ate. I've got witnesses here in my channel. The pet had food and he's begging for more probably. Piggy, where are you? Oh, when did my recipes inventory get full? Let's delete some of the green stuff. Alright, let's see what's here. And there wasn't a phase beast in this map. Hopefully in the Acrid Plains we can find one. And after this I'm gonna switch to Realm Master, and then later Forged. So let's keep a distance from this one. Wow, where did those soldiers spawn from?
You are overloaded.
Okay.
Why has Sadista not defeated the hero yet? Is this a game to her? If she will not deliver the Void Emperor, and she will not defeat my
Well,
enemies,
where's the elites?
what
There should be
good
so
is
much
she?
more elites here. I'm probably in a map seat without that many elites this time. Alright, let's go back and try and find some more. Okay, let me check the layout. Oh well, there's more spawns. I wanna check the layout, which way to go. I'm gonna go this way. Okay, finally an elite. Oh, and a legendary from it. Getting those powders.
Inventory is full.
Oh, that was nice. And a phase beast. Right on time. Now after this phase beast is probably gonna put me at the other end of this map, which is where I want to be, so I can clear the second half of that map. And Jarek, welcome back Jarek, nice to see you again. So yeah, can't wait to level up all those builds to like level 50 and see how much better they can be with just a few extra skill points. Just a few extra skill points. I'm thinking most builds around 40, 45 are probably ready, and you're just spending some additional skill points for more crit chance, a little bit more damage. Oh, and the pet's back right on time. Oh, her spectacles. Shit, consumable inventory full again. Okay, let's clear the second part of Akrit, and then after that a little bit of Realm Master. It didn't port me where I wanted. Great. This really is kind of getting glitchy with the porting. What's here? Sorry, had to mute myself for a big sneeze. Big sneeze. Probably they heard me in the next neighborhood. If I forget to mute myself when I sneeze sometimes, some of you might become deaf. Because I do have those pretty wild sneezes.
It's trapped.
That was a quickie. Wait, do I want to go that way or the other way? A little bit this way and maybe a little bit the other way. I'm gonna group them up first. Gather them around. Let's play bowling. Two survived. Two survived from my bowling. I used to have something I used to call goblin bowling, which was like getting a bunch of little goblins grouped up and then using ghost train, because there weren't white spear and other things. There weren't things like the bane active. Venomous Maw, and I would use Ghost Train because it was the only skill like that with the white big projectile, and I used to try and kill or hit all with that projectile. Ideally I would try and one-shot all. And I was gathering those popcorn goblins, the little guys, the stabbies and all, the ones that die with one Ghost Train cast. Used to love doing that on the Realm Master. The goblin bowling. Let's get some merchandise. Yapper shaped goblin kegs. Bowling kegs. Who wouldn't love those? Bowling kegs with the face of Yapper on them. Team Fry Yapper would love it. I'm not Team Fry Yapper, but I'm sure people who want to fry him would love to have a set of bowling kegs with him. Alright, we gotta go over. Can I go there from here? Oh, nice. Right on time. I'm so glad I came to that part of the map. So, second phase beast portal in this Sacred Plains map so far on Ridiculous. Alright, hydration for the whole nation. I even leveled up. Nice. What do we do with our skill point now though? I mean... I was going for this tier 3 bonus there. Boom! By the way, I've noticed that with the sets, you can't get 3 plus 2 plus 1, for example. You cannot get 2 plus 1, but I think if I equip this, I'm still gonna get two wide skills, because I've already completed the set with those 3 items. We were talking the other day with someone that it would be nice if they make it like that, but I think it already works like this. Let's just check it here. Oh no, never mind, it's still just 1 bonus level. It's just misleading. It's misleading because it says that this is completed, but I'm just getting only 1. One can only hope. But yeah, even if it works 3 equipped and 1 in the legendarium, it's still gonna be okay if we can get some of those bonuses for certain sets without having to wear the item. And it keeps porting me into the wrong place, into Bugswat Burrow instead of the Akrit Plains. At least now I ended up here. I was here with the beast map, so I'm at the part where I wanted to be. Wait, was that just a pack of 2? No, that's a pack of 5. Can't wait to start killing Vultura and automatons, because I've been killing so many goblins and Hiveit, so many goblins and Hiveit, and goblins and Hiveit, and goblins and Hiveit. And then when Act 3 got added into the alpha and beta, I didn't play much the game. I was waiting for the NDA to get lifted so I can play and stream at the same time. So I've only got like 40 or 50 hours or so in the version after they launched the sharpshooter. But before that, I've played so much in the Goblin and Hiveit frontier. I probably have millions of kills of Hiveit and Goblins. Probably got 1 million of killed Hiveit and Goblin. Must be pretty close to that number. So I can't wait to play more in Act 3 and do Act 3 stuff and kill Act 3 enemies. Because from all the Mapworks maps I've done in those 2 frontiers, it's been a while. Oh, my inventory would need to change. I'm getting full again, so I'm gonna do some gambling again for some foci. Hopefully I can get a good focus item, like the ones I need for certain builds, the legendary ones.
I've procured fresh stock.
try again. Oh.
Is that
Right, enough of this. A bit more and then I'm switching to Realm Master, even if I don't get another Netherrim Beast map, Phase Beast map. I'm just gonna clear out Acrid Plains all the way to the other side. What have we here? Okay, there's just a few more here and then we gotta go down. Oh, I forgot to sell some recipes. Could have gotten a few more hundred for gambling. Was that the blue recipe I couldn't pick up? Of course it was. The non-ref, weren't they making a free Torchlight game? Oh, they were making, this one was gonna be a free semi-MMO Torchlight game, but they decided to not go the free-to-play MMO route, or MMO adjacent route, and just to make it a traditional premium buy-to-play with expansions, no bullshit cash shop mechanics. They got rid of that. So they decided to make something what the fans wanted, a premium game without cash shops, and with just buy the game, play it, then when there's a big expansion, buy that one, play it as well. Traditional Diablo 2 style, Grim Dawn style, etc. Business model. And I think it's for the better. I mean, there were things I liked about Frontiers, and Frontiers had some potential, but the majority of the people didn't like it compared to what it is now. And I think really it would be better that way. And yeah, you better play Grim Dawn. If you've never played the regular Grim Dawn story, you're better off playing it first instead of going for mods. I mean, there's so much you can do in the regular Grim Dawn before you get bored and before you need to do some mods. If you've played as much Grim Dawn as I have, you're obviously gonna want to do some mods just for variety. But the game itself can offer as the vanilla version of the game. You can do a lot there. You've got so many types of end game activities: hunting nemesis and farming reputation, or hunting big bosses, or doing those secret quests, or doing dungeons like Steps of Torment and Bastion of Chaos and Port Valbury and others. So you've got so much stuff, and then there's the Shattered Realms, which is your rifting system. I mean, Grim Dawn has all types of things, even the Crucible DLC, like a survival mode. All types of endgame you can think of, it's got it. It's got it covered. It's got epic, hard to do bosses that are not for the weak of builds. And it's got the different rethink. It's got the different survival modes. It's got even things that make your characters be more endgame characters on your outs. Lets you skip some things with your outs. So you can only need to get your devotions, but it unlocks all different skill points and quest rewards. So once you've completed the game and you feel like making an out, you can go to the desert town, to the last town for now, and get some items that help you kind of speed through things on an out, which is something that I'm really glad they added. Now they're gonna have to come back.
Your pack is full.
And we've reached the end. How am I doing with the wood? I need 250 wood for one of my wardrobe items. 165 wood, and those planks count as 12. So yeah, it's gonna take a while to get 125 planks to craft that item, but with the contracts coming today, it's actually not gonna take that long. It's not gonna take that long. Once we start doing contracts, materials would be raining all over the place. Someone wants me to give Sky a petting. Oh, and he heard his name and immediately reacted. Hey, Sky. I'm just stroking his neck and he's squinting with his eyes now. Oh, happy. He's got such a huge head. You know, British short hair, those blue-gray cats, their breed, even if it's not blue, the British short hair breed of cat has that bulky, chunky kind of head. Yeah, I mean, it still is as big as a regular cat's head, but it has more cheek fur. So it looks like a big circular, round kind of head instead of the triangle kind of sharp-looking head that some of the regular cats do.
Oh, I'll be seeing you soon.
Here for coin. Here for coin.
He looks like a plush toy. I guess that's the best way to describe that breed of cats. Like a fucking plush toy. Okay, do I want to gamble on this guy? On this guy I'm kind of not willing to gamble for anything right now. I need better gauntlets, so maybe getting the arc power. Which gauntlets were good? I wanna see which gauntlets were good. The cosmic is for train, so definitely don't want those. But there should be other gauntlets that probably could work, like maybe the arc powered or the skittering. Not really. Not really. Skittering, not really. So for this guy, I'm probably better off going for a non-legendary gauntlet with the best stuff. But a blue item is not gonna have as much stats as a legendary. This one is level 40. I really wanna replace this, but losing that bonus poison damage would hurt me badly.
Just who I wanted to see. You come back with
maybe.
more coin.
Maybe try for skittering shoulders, but higher level.
I'll see you soon.
Okay.
I'm sure.
That's enough. I'm just trying to stay close to 20,000, so when the patch is ready, I can have 20,000 good to go to gamble for cannons and try and get a few cannons. Alright, let's go find the phase beast now. There it is. That was quick-ish. But yeah, today I'm gonna be doing 2 streams. One stream before the patch, followed by a break, 1 hour break, 1 hour before the expected patch time for dinner, and then after I have dinner and the patch is ready, I will be jumping right back in. So many changes with this patch though, in regards to relic weapon, relic item mechanics. Who is happy about the changes for Bane and how Bane would become even better for summoner builds? Not as good for some other builds, but when it comes to summoner builds it's gonna be much better. Like, you're not gonna be able to do this and just spam spiders. You're gonna be summoning a spider to fight alongside you, and there's not gonna be those little spiders behind it. I know I'm pretty excited for my mage and sharpshooter summoner setups that are all about using those Bane relics. And electrode DPS builds would be amazing. The proc monster builds, the builds that are all about maximizing the hits per second to maximize the procs per second. Things like rapid fire, rapid strike, cyclone mode on the forged, targeted strikes on the what's her name, on the sharpshooter. Sergen78, thank you for the follow. Welcome to my Twitch channel, to the Struck Club. Enjoy your stay and appreciate the follow. just burn them. Let them burn there. I'm not gonna kill everything. I'm just checking if there's a phase beast here. To those of you who don't know, in this zone you can get from phase beast portals put into a Act 3 boss fight. I got put the other day into Shriekbeak's arena. Shriekbeak's laboratory. And Shriekbeak is a Voltura boss from Act 3. He's like Strong Tusk and Wide World, but in Act 3. So like a named monster, not like an Act boss. Mini boss maybe. Is a good way to call it. And so far I've only seen this happening in that map. I'm assuming it also happens if you get a phase beast in the excavated workshop. It's not every time, but there is a chance to get placed there. What would be the major changes in today's patch? Oh, relics are changing a lot. The Gambler would have cannons. There's gonna be buyback in the Gambler. There's gonna be Act 3. There's gonna be changes to wife-bound items. There's gonna be contracts. The biggest changes are Act 3, contracts, and the wife-bound changes, as well as some of the things I just mentioned, like reworks to some of the relics active and activation skills, and the buyback, and some skills have been rebalanced and reworked. So there's been a few nerfs, but reasonable nerfs, and there's been a lot of buffs of different skills. Cannons are an item that only the forged can wear. So every hero has 6 set pieces, a weapon slot, an offhand slot, and 3 pet items. But the forge has a weapon slot, an offhand slot, and a cannon. And cannon is used for cannon damage skills. So everyone uses weapon damage, but the forge has 2 different types of damage: weapon damage and cannon damage. And cannon damage skills get scaled off of the damage on your cannon. Weapon damage skills get scaled off of the damage on your one-handed or two-handed weapon, that's a regular weapon. And right now you cannot gamble for cannons, they removed it with one of the patches, and I guess it must have been a bug, but now they're returning this to the gambler. Pretty sure at one point we could gamble just in only one town. For cannons. And I can't wait because it's so difficult to get good ones from drops. I've been trying and I just can't get lucky to get a legendary cannon on my forged. And I need it for the legendarium. I don't care if it's level 1 or level 30. As long as it's the right cannon, I can just check it into my legendarium and test certain builds that I want to test. I've got two cannons I want. The unstable war arm for a vortex bomb kind of based melee build, and then I want the mega blaster for a ranged shotgun slash rapid fire combo build. And I'm pretty sure the builds would be fine, but until I tested it myself I can't confirm. Because on theory it might be good, but in practice it might not end up being as good. Or it might be the opposite, it might end up being better than I expected. They're saying that the Mega Blaster has a typo. Something in the description of the Mega Blaster is wrong. I'm really hoping it was not the damage that was wrong, but something else. Because the Mega Blaster is something that allows you to use one skill to build charges every few seconds, and once you build the charges you can use another skill to unleash those charges, getting 300% weapon damage per charge, cannon damage per charge. I'm assuming they're probably changing it to say cannon damage, not weapon damage. This is the one I'm talking about. This one. See, this says 300% weapon damage. I think it should say cannon damage. I think that's the typo. Cannon damage per charge, not weapon damage. Maybe that's the thing that's wrong with it. I'm hoping it's not the 300% actually being 30, because then that's gonna be a dead item. Because you've got cooldown. You've got 3-second cooldown on the charges, and you've got 3 charge limit. So you still kind of need to wait at least 7 seconds before you get all those charges. Getting on the 1st second the 1st charge, on the 4th second the 2nd, on the 7th second the 3rd charge. Of channeling. But you can just unleash without waiting for 3 charges. You can just spam it. A little bit of rapid fire, get a charge, shoot. A little bit of rapid fire, get a charge, shoot the shotgun blast. That's also a way to play it. But I wanna see those big damage numbers on a forged. I wanna see 3 charges unleashed and and to see how much damage I can get. Pet go sell. This zone is pretty nice if you're farming for gold and for legendary stuff. This zone is okay, because it's a nice open area. You can just run around, get a ton of enemies spawning. If you have a lot of gear work, there's gonna be a lot of drops. And a lot of drops also means a lot of chances to get legendary drops. That's why gear work is so good. Quantity has always been a nice stat. It is a good stat in games. Quantity of items instead of quality of items. Okay. Oh, and they're also changing Wookie. You know those Wookie drops when the gear work procs? It's no longer gonna be giving you white items as Wookie. They're gonna be at least green. So green, blue, or yellow, or orange, whatever you wanna call it, would be when you get Wookie drops. Let's see now if I'm gonna get Wookie drop. Wookie, and I got a green item. So this would be the least you can get when you get Wookie as a drop. They're not gonna be those basic items as Wookie drops. And it makes sense. I mean, if it's Wookie, it should feel Wookie, shouldn't it?
Your pet has arrived.
In Moscow, I don't know what Moscow's time zone is, but if you tell me what the time is there right now, I can tell you. Basically right now in my time is 4:48, and at 8 is when the patch is supposed to come. So 3 hours and 12 minutes from now is the rough estimation. It could be later, it could be sooner, but that's the rough estimation. In 3 hours and 12 minutes from now. So yeah, I don't know what the time is in Moscow right now. I don't know the time zone there. Is it GMT +4, +5? But yeah, 3 hours and something should be much easier to understand than me trying to guess to guess the time. Oh wow, almost died there. This is kind of an annoying bug, because sometimes those not but the poison pool enemies, when they die, the pools don't disappear, because the game is thinking there's another part of the pack, another enemy of the pack not dead. Hi Godos, I can show. You want to see some relics? What do you want to see from the relics? Which one? I can go to the storage, or I can just change heroes. I have all of them except the ice relic, but I can try leveling up an ice relic quickly. But my ice relic is level 1. I've got all of them on different heroes, so I can show you. The poison I'm using at the moment is changing. It's gonna work slightly differently. So see, right now I can use this. And this is a spell that you can use to hit an enemy. But what's gonna happen is, you see this big spider, this is gonna be a summon that follows you around, attacks enemies and poisons enemies. So this is one major change for this relic. There's other changes, for example, when you activate. See, I activated and then I got this miasma field. Ignore this blue thing, this is from my shoulders. This defensive, but I get this miasma, and you're gonna still get the miasma, but you're gonna be seeing a circle of small spiders going into every direction. So it's like a wave originating from you, going like a ripple throughout the map of shitloads of spiders in every direction. So that's gonna be the activation animation, the way it's changing. We saw it on Friday, on the official Fun Day Friday stream. They showed us some kind of sneak peek at the patch. Ice relics are gonna be much stronger now, because bosses would be frozen and chilled now. You cannot freeze or chill a boss, but you would be able to do that with the patch today. You would be able to freeze and chill bosses, which makes the ice relic less underwhelming, and the ice relic would also have some nice mechanic, where instead of 1 frost wall, you're gonna be doing 3 frost walls with the active skill. Pushing enemies away from you, so it's gonna be very good to use the ice relic on a for example, a nice melee tanky build, or on a nice ranged build where you want to keep the enemies away from you, where you're kind of like a glass cannon, and you want to keep the enemies away. Although if you're a glass cannon, you're better off using the electrode with its procs, because the electrode procs have always been super strong. Let's kill those enemies and open the interface of the relic, so I can quickly show you some of the passive skills. I'm probably eventually gonna make a YouTube video for all relics once I level them up to at least like level 40. And that would be much easier done now with the patch today. I'm gonna start leveling up ice relic, and when I have them all, I'm gonna do a proper showcase, the same way I showed all heroes skills. I'm gonna do for the relics. I'm also gonna do a video for the forts, when I have enough props, because right now I think I want to wait for contracts to come today, so I can get some crafting materials, unlock some new designs, and then do a proper good video about the fort system for YouTube. I mean, I've got so many ideas for videos and so so little time and items and things yet, but bit by bit I'm gonna be giving you those things. So each relic, not just this, has in the first skills, one of them would give you like some sort of crit chance while the relic is active, the other one would give you something else. This one, for example, increases the chance to poison. I think on the Blood Drinker it gives you health on kill, if I'm not mistaken, or was it chance to bleed? One of the two. I gotta check it out. The electricity one gives you chance to shock. The fire one gives you chance to burn, and this is when the relic is active, meaning when I press E, I've got 30 seconds of relic active time, and you can get this cooldown reduced with a stat called relic cooldown. This thing, 25.8% relic cooldown. You gotta get a lot of this, because even with 100% relic cooldown, it's not zero cooldown. So this one has some sort of diminishing returns or something like that. Whereas with relic active skill cooldown, this thing that's 10%, this is for this. This is the relic active skill. So this brings us to the relic active skill, which is this thing here. At level 5 of the relic, you can start investing point into the relic active skill, and each relic gives you an option to increase the damage or to reduce the cooldown. And every relic right now has 50% cooldown reduction max that you can get, but with the Blood Drinker this is getting changed to 30% for balancing reasons. So on every relic eventually you can get the cooldown to 0 like me. All you need is that 50% or 30% on the Blood Drinker when it changes. Then you need a passive skill like this one. Every hero has 20%, and then if you're not using the Blood Drinker, you need 30% more, and I've got 10% here, 9.9 here, and 13 here, so I've got that extra 30% for a total of 100. So if you're using the Blood Drinker, obviously you're gonna need 20 more percent now with the nerf, but it's gonna be doable with 2 more items that give you relic active. So in theory every relic can be spammed with the right items. So you gotta make a decision. Do I want 0 seconds? Do I want 1 second, 2 second cooldown? Or am I gonna just ignore this skill and not even use it and go for a build that's focusing on other things? There's decisions, there's depth to the system. The next thing every relic has is some sort of proc, different types of procs. Just let me move from this zone because it's so noisy. This is one of the worst effects in the game. Hope they change it soon. I mean, I love almost every effect in the game except 2. This is one of them, those bugs. This one. Where was it? This one of the flying insects. It's just too spammy. It's too spammy. I mean, it's probably okay to hear it once. The other one they've already kind of made less common. So every relic, as I said, has procs. This one has this proc. When you hit a poisoned enemy, there's X% chance to spawn missiles from the target that deal X% of damage. The other one, this one is a summoner kind of thing. When you kill a poison spider enemy, there's a X% chance to summon a spider. You can have 2 spiders, but if you get this skill leveled up, that gives you up to 10 more for a total of 12 spiders. And you can get that for up to 90% chance total to summon a spider. This one gives me damage for those missiles, this one gives me chance for those missiles. So it's 55% chance max when you have 25 from that skill here. Again, you gotta make choices. For example, this build I'm using right now will no longer be good for the way I've set up the relic. As I've put points into the active skill, and the active skill would change to a summon, so I'm probably gonna change to a blood drinker or to a flaming destroyer or to an electrode with this hero. You cannot respec relics as well, so keep that in mind. There used to be a time back then when respectacles actually worked on relic items, on relics. I wish that it would be the same now, but at least you can craft a new relic and level it up. And there's one thing I'm sincerely hoping for them to add relic storage tabs in the contracts, the reworked contracts. I think there were some in the old contracts, but I don't remember well, it's been a long time. But I'm hoping that there would be relic storage space tabs, because I need at least 2 or 3 of every relic for different setups. And since there's 5 relics, and right now I can only have 1 of every on my characters and a few extra slots. I mean, I can probably still have 2 of every single relic, or at least 1 of every single relic and 4 more with another one. But yeah, since there's so much customization, eventually at relic level 50, the difference would be 20 points, because there's actually the difference would be 30 points. You have a total of 20, another 20, and then another 40, so that's 80 points. With 50 points you can spend, you have 30 points you have to decide not to put into certain things.
You are overburdened.
So there is some customization, and definitely people would need to have multiple versions of the same relic for different builds. Alright, let's go to the town quickly and to my fort, and then I'm gonna change to forged a little bit. Unless someone wants to see me play mage or sharpshooter, if you do, let me know and I can switch. And I'm gonna try and play with different relic then now on the next hero.
I'll be waiting.
Just quickly need to do something in the fort before I switch. But yeah, the relic system has been constantly getting reworked and improved, and this patch today would prove this, that they're not afraid to change things up drastically, like making that Bane active skill be a summon from a spell. Kind of a big change. Send them feedback, just send them feedback. If you're not happy with something, use note and send feedback, upvote, downvote, things that you like or dislike. It helps them figure out what people think is more important when it comes to developing new features or reworking old features and things like that. Right now a big topic is wife bound stuff. People are not really happy with the changes with the wife bound, the way they're gonna make them. Let's see, I think I just did what I needed to do. Let's go on the forged. Why I have 10 bags? Cause I've got 6 heroes. Every time I complete Act 1 or Act 2, I get a storage space. So in fact I messed up because I collected more than I need. So once you get 10, that's the limit. The limit is 10. 10 storage tabs is the limit, and I messed up because I didn't know that you cannot delete consumable storage tabs. And now I've got dead space that I can't get rid of. I've got some consumable stash tabs that I cannot delete, I cannot sell them, and I cannot use them. So they're just taking room without me having anything to do with them. Kind of annoying. So hopefully they make a fix for this, so you can delete or sell stash tabs, especially now that with contracts you're gonna be able to get stash tabs. The contracts would be awarding you stash tabs, so keep that in mind. You're gonna have a way to get it. Okay, let's gamble a little bit for gauntlets maybe. Or do I want skittering shoulders? I'm gonna go for skittering shoulders. Is this wife bound? Oops, mounting king powderons.
Till next time.
Hi, wasting time. Let's see Feoras. All the stream reviews and forums was all about how the wife-bound system sucks, but now after watching streams it's kinda not that bad. If you get an awesome wife-bound, just unbound it and you have an awesome unbound. Now you will have only normal items, and to make it awesome you have to make it wife-bound, but as it is now you have to change to get a better item. Not while. Yeah, I'm not happy with the new system. You can see my... I'm gonna quickly give you a link to see my idea. My idea about how this system can change. Copy message link. This is it. Let me see if that's actually it. Oh no, that's not it. That's not the link. Almost gave you a Discord link instead of the real link. So yeah, that's the link. I'm gonna paste it. You can see this is my idea about how the new wife-bound system could be better. Because right now the new wife-bound system feels boring and most people would actually not even dabble with it. The old wife-bound system was better, they were just dropping too many wife-bound items. So I'm gonna be happy if they just reduce the drop rates of wife-bound with the old system and just go with it. It's not gonna be a bad thing. Okay, I've got 30 bok chance, with this one it's 36 bok chance. But the relic cooldown, I wanna see my relic cooldown. Just a second, I have to wait for this relic cooldown to end, so I can see the new one. I want to see the cooldown here. Come on, cooldown, cooldown. 57 seconds, and with this it's 70 something. Alright, it's not that bad. I know it's better to have lower relic cooldown, but I'm getting bok chance and I'm getting crit chance. But yeah, you can check this link I gave you. This is my suggestion for how the new wife-bound system could be kind of improved, to at least tied to some sort of a durability system. So you're not really losing the item, but actually the item becomes broken, and then you have to repair it, and then you either get back the item to be able to use it, or you get back the item to be able to use it, but back to a non-wife bound state, and that could work. I mean I included some different things, so feel free to put some comments what you like about my suggestions, or whether you have more suggestions to build upon this. It's definitely an interesting system. And I'm not sure what just happened. That might have been a YouTube sub, and my Firefox is not telling me yet what happened. But thank you very much. Welcome to the Struck Club. Catnip says, I'm level 35 mage, woke up early this morning to get to Act 3. No success. Yeah, you wanna wait another 3 hours. Another 3 hours is what you're gonna have to wait. And this item, the Cyclone Mode item, I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna unbind this. But yeah, you're gonna be able to get stash tabs from contracts, so no worries about that. I want to use this, and I'm gonna put this there. Need to remove something, something that I think is not that strong. This one, I don't need this one. Okay, so this is changing my shield, and now I'm losing 4 block chance, but I'm getting some heat dissipation, I'm getting some more chance to burn, so I guess that's fine. But I'm losing defense. Hopefully that's not gonna hurt me too much. Hopefully. Alright, let's go kill some stuff. Yeah, exactly. This is my suggestion, and it can be good because that gives us more items to farm, more items to make us happy when they drop. Another consumable, but they really need to increase the stack size of consumables, because right now 5 stack size of consumables is a joke. It needs to be 25 or 50 or even 99. It just doesn't seem right to only have 5 stack size of consumables like unbinding scrolls and receptacles and so on. It's not like storage is gonna be a big problem when we have contracts and we have shitloads of different wardrobes, and we can get materials to get new wardrobes from all different types of places. It's not like storage will be that big of a problem, but eventually in a Wooter game it's all about hoarding. We're all hoarders in Wooter games. You're gonna wanna have this legendary with different types of it for different setups. You're gonna wanna have items for all sorts of heroes if you play more than just one class. And that's where wardrobes come. But yeah, for wardrobes you're gonna have to do contracts to get the recipes, if you're getting unlucky with finding the recipes from drops. So contracts would give you different wardrobe recipes, different other fort designs as well, and they're also gonna reward some of them. One of them I think would be about materials and stuff like that. Okay. But yeah, I've been seeing other people doing other suggestions for wife-bound changes. We'll see. I mean, the developers are obviously seeing that this is generating some some responses on that change. So they listen, they read, they check all the feedback. So I'm pretty sure they're already aware that even before the system is making its way to the game, people are already not really liking the new one compared to the old one. But it definitely generated a lot of talk on the Discord, on the note, and other places, on streams. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? Suddenly I took so much. Are those plague bearers as well? Like the boss? No, they don't seem to be. Right, they did a lot of damage to me. Suddenly. Hi Shinito. Right now I'm doing the shotgun forged. I mean I've been playing with different things. I still haven't found the shotgun forged items. I haven't found what's its name, the Mega Blaster. Still haven't found this. I still want to find it, but I still haven't found it. I really want it though. It's my most wanted item in the game probably. This one, an Arc of Light, and the other cannon, the Unstable War Arm, are the three most wanted items. I also want the Entropy item and the Radiant Blast items, but mages can be strong even without the OP items. But for the Forged, I think I really need those two cannons to experiment with some strong setups. Alright, let's see this way. I want phase beasts. I want those beasts. For Shriek Beak's laboratory. But yeah, the clock is ticking, the patch is getting closer and closer. I'm gonna stream for another like 2 hours or so, and then have a 1 hour dinner break before the patch time. And when the patch is here, we're gonna be full force leveling up and doing the Act 3 missions. In co-op, because some people already said they wanna play together with me, so we've got some room probably for a few more people to join. I think we've got 3 people right now in the team, me and 2 more. We'll see. We'll see whoever comes first would be first come first served. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to go back to this act. Haven't been there in a while. I wanna see how they reworked some of the things. There were some things about the act I really didn't like much, that felt a little bit too difficult, so hopefully that has been reworked. The update is in around 3 hours from now. Less than 3 hours from now. So let's say 2 hours and 40 minutes roughly. But that's just an estimation, that's just a rough estimation. It may not be exactly then, it may be half an hour or an hour later. It may be a little earlier, but 10 AM Pacific time, which is 6 PM United Kingdom time. People gotta wake up though. And 10 AM seems like about the right time to me. Where people have already kind of woken up, drank their coffee or tea or whatever they need to wake up. They have gotten kind of prepared physically and mentally for things that could go wrong on a patch day. Achievement unlocked. Woodchuck. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Was that it, or was it something different? Oh no! Don't stun me! Don't fucking stun me! I wanted to chop my woods. Give me that tree. Right, how much wood have I got right now? 199, alright. Just need a little bit more wood so I can craft that wardrobe item. Can't wait to unlock a lot of wardrobe designs and fill my fort with wardrobes. In the alpha, I think I had like 1/3 of my fort be filled with wardrobes. I had so many wardrobes, it was funny. There was like that part of the map in my fort was just filled with all sorts of wardrobes for all three heroes. That was before the sharpshooter got added. We didn't have sharpshooter back then. Now it's gonna be even crazier having a fourth hero to put wardrobes for and to store different sets and legendaries and stuff. But back then I only had 4 or 5 slots of storage tabs. Now I have 10, so at least I can store more stuff outside of the wardrobes as well. I wish I could access the wardrobes of different heroes. I've always wanted this as a feature. For example, I put a nice one-handed sword on my forged wardrobe. I wish I would be able to pick it up from my mage. Because it's something that's not quite specific. So I understand not being able to pick up a cannon. But again, I think I don't like the whole idea of not being able to access the wardrobes of other classes. And having to just transfer items through the shared stash tab. Every time you want to transfer something. And I think we're gonna sell some stuff now. There we go, pet, go sell. Why, little boy, why? And sell. Bring me money for cannons. Oh, backstabby insects. They're dropping so much high wit paste. I wish there was something to do with high wit paste and Goblin Fury once we've filled up our monuments. The monuments seem like a very underwhelming system. Yeah, it gives us 5% defense when we max them out, but what do we do once we've maxed them out? They need to figure out some sort of use for those resources. sell them for gold maybe, or maybe use them to exchange for essence. I would love for a system that allows us to take this Goblin Fury, the Automaton Gizmo and the Hybrid Paste and exchange it for all sorts of things, like a market NPC. Market NPC where you can exchange and barter Hybrid Paste and Goblin Fury and Automaton Gizmos for maybe wood, stone and metal nuggets, and also for maybe magic essence. And being able to exchange magic essence, like 3 magic essence for 1 rare and 3 rare for 1 legendary, something like that would be pretty nice, to have some sort of an exchange system there. Because right now it's just something that ends up filling up. Once you max out the monument, you end up no longer needing this. So eventually they're gonna need to figure out some sort of depth to this, to not be just use it for a bit, be done with it, and then no longer care about those drops. Okay, what's here? And Ice Fox and Dalton, welcome back. And no, the patch not yet. The patch is 10, supposedly at 10 AM Pacific, 6 PM UK time. So that's like 2.5 hours from now, supposedly. And Dalton, whether I think it's worth buying, I personally think it's worth buying, but what I think is not the same what the majority of people think. Because I like testing unfinished products and helping the developers make those unfinished products better when they launch. So if you don't like your character progress getting wiped, if you don't like playing unfinished products, unfinished games, definitely not worth it. But if you like it, if you want to be a part of the community that helps the developers shape this game into something everyone can like, right now it could be a little bit bland, a little bit boring, because they removed the only end game we had. But overall, I'm a big fan of the skill system. I'm a big fan of the relic system. I'm a big fan of major things in the game, in the way they've reworked them. I'm a big fan of the Legendarium and the Legendary soft set bonuses, where you need 3 pieces, not 6 pieces of a certain set. So you can mix and match different sets, or sets and non-set items. There's enough synergies and depth to make some very nice builds for every class, even in the current state of the game, which is kind of like an early access open beta kind of thing. Whether it's better than last Epoch, I wouldn't put those games into the same category, but at least they're both early access games. It definitely doesn't have as much stuff as last Epoch has. It's far from last Epoch amount of end game. In fact, as I said, it doesn't have any end game right now. I personally prefer this game to last Epoch, even in its current state. Because last Epoch deleted my characters, and from 3 characters only 1 remained, no idea how. And last Epoch, when they're launching, they're planning on adding XP on death penalties, and the last Epoch arena mode is boring. But last Epoch has one of the best crafting systems I've seen. Such a nice amount of customization, and you can fail and break an item and stuff like that. And last Epoch has some nice customization with that skill passive system. I'm a big fan of the skill passives in last Epoch. So again, they're different games. I mean, it's like comparing milk to coffee, as I keep saying, or whiskey and coffee. or yesterday I used this analogy where I compared beer to Bacardi Breezer, and this game is like Bacardi Breezer. It still has a little bit of alcohol, but it's kind of juicy, fruity. But Last Epoch is more like a beer. It's more the more mature kind of drink, the manly kind of drink, the grim dark game. This one is kind of on the bright and funny, humorous, light-hearted kind of game. So yeah, I put Last Epoch along with Diablo and Grim Dawn and Path of Exile into that mature kind of game. Not that this game is not good for mature people, it's amazing. It's got a lot of the things you want in a game, but this game is also something that you can play even if you're like one of the younger gamers out there. So it's not trying to be overly complicated like Path of Exile, and again it's still early access. So yeah, Last Epoch is in early access as well, but Last Epoch has been in early access for a long time. This game has just entered early access. This game had alpha and closed beta, but yeah, that's been like a year and a half, I think, since this game has been in playable alpha state. Year and a half doesn't seem like too much of time compared to some games that stay in early access for many years. But they're listening. They're definitely listening to our feedback when it comes to early access. They're using it very well. Which build, Happy Taco? Which build are you referring to? Because I've got many, and someone's telling me to hydrate. You can, by the way, tell me to hydrate on Steam and use those boat points. Alright, hydrated. Not gonna burp, so I'm gonna mute myself to burp. Alright. Do both acts are just copy and paste with a... Well, no, both acts are not copy paste with a new background, and thank you Immortal for the follow. I believe me, they've done so much work on both acts. So Act 1 used to be goblins. Oh, I heard you like goblins, here's some more. Oh bro, I've got you covered, there's some more goblins. Oh, we heard you want even more goblins in your life. Here, have some more. Get drowned in goblins. That's how Act 1 used to be. They added some undead enemies, more undead enemies to it. They added some sort of variety in the type of goblins. They've added some automatons every now and then. So they're kind of trying to add different types of enemies. They kept making new enemies. So it's not just boring goblins, and then boring hive it. They're trying to add enemies that you see in different acts. So they added Netherim, they added undead into the acts, they added automatons into all three acts, so that you can have some sort of enemy variety. And they're constantly designing new types of enemies for us. Wait, this hasn't reset yet? It is true that some of the Act 3 zones, like for example this map, Sunken Ruins, this used to be Act 3 only design. We used to only see those Dwarven laboratory designs, ruins, only in Act 3, but they decided to expand those and use those layouts in other acts. So it might feel like copy-pasted, but actually it's better because it's adding some variety. But every act has its own distinguishing kind of feel. This one really feels like completely different zone to Act 1. Let's quickly show you. I'm gonna go to Acrid Plains. You just saw this zone I was in as a cave. I'm gonna go to Acrid Plains so you can see this kind of green kind of poison pools, etc. And then I'm gonna go to a few different goblin zones, which are so much different than this. And then in Act 3 you've got mountains. Then you've got some forts where you're walking through some sort of old dwarven castles and castle walls and things like that. And then you have some nice laboratories inside inside there, dwarven laboratories. And you've got kind of like something like a village or whatever where the Voltura live, which is kind of wooden floors and so on. So I can definitely tell you, to me it doesn't feel like it's copy pasted when it comes to the acts. There are so many props that they've designed over the year and a half, I think, or 2 years that the game has been in development for. I think it's been in development for 2 years. I started playing in April, so last year, so that was like 14 months or so, or 15 months. But the game was playable earlier than that. There was earlier alpha phases version. So let's show you some goblin layout so you can see the massive difference. Let's show you first Lake Gobdunk so you can see a lake kind of design, what it looks like. Yeah, more enemy types would be nice, and eventually we could probably have some more enemy types. I think the Netherrim are the ones that have the least amount of variety, but they're the ones that came latest to the fray. So for the Netherrim, adding some more would be good, for sure. So you see, this is a lake where you're kind of walking through those bridged layouts, and you have some sort of surface where you can go on it. Completely different. Then there's those foresty designs. I'm gonna go back in a moment and show you, just so you can see there's definitely design layout variety. It looks different. It definitely looks like you're in a completely different zone. And you've got those goblins here. You don't fight the Hivit, so it feels like you're definitely in a. The goblin counts, yeah, they need a little bit of more reworking of the charges. Not just the goblin counts, every enemy that has a charge animation. Even enemies like the Netherrim Brute, I think, or the warrior, the one that charges you. They're rubber banding a lot, so they need some netcode improvements or whatever. Okay, so I show you this layout. I'm gonna go and show you another layout. Even the dungeons feel distinctively different. You've got caves, you've got things like cemeteries. So a lot of good stuff. You can respec even now. The Godos you can respec even now. But with Act 3 it's gonna be a little bit easier to get Respectacles. Respectacles is an item that looks like... where's my screenshots? Alright, I'm gonna show you in a moment. Let me quickly kill those enemies, and then I'm gonna show you some consumables that you can get with contracts. So this is just a forest, you can see. More foresty kind of layout. So this is a little bit spacious zone compared to some others. And you can see it's kind of like forest, some villages where the goblins live, goblin huts and so on. Definitely looks completely different from the Hivit one. Now I'm gonna quickly go to my fort to show you quickly some things you can get from the contract system. First of all, I need to go to, was it here, Torchlight 3 Fang Kit, game content, consumables. So Respectacles is this thing. Are you seeing it? Yeah, you're seeing it. This is Respectacles. I'm not sure if I've got it in my inventory. Let me open it and see. I don't have it in the inventory. I'm gonna quickly open it in the storage. So Respectacles, I'm gonna close this one. You can see you can save stacks of those, and when you use one of those, what you do get when you use it is you get a Respectacle point over here. And I'm gonna use one quickly just to show you. Just one. It's not gonna be that big of a waste if I use one. So you take it and you use it. And then you see, now I've got one Respectacle point. And with that Respectacle point, what you do is you craft in your fort, you go to functional, and then you go to skill stations. And every class, this is Dusk Mage, Sharpshooter, Forged, Realm Master. Every class has one of those, you craft it. And then you go to the one for your class, and then if you click on a button, this button here, it takes one Respectacle point, but it removes 1 point from the skill. And you're gonna be able to get those Respectacles from contract rewards. You're gonna be able to get other stuff like those bags. This is an item with common things. So probably some crafting materials and things like that. This one is with legendary, this one is with magic, this one is with rare. Sometimes there's gonna be dice. You're gonna be able to get dice and change the color of your item tinting. So your items, your armors can be tinted differently based on the die pack. Then other things you can get would be stash tabs. You're gonna be able to get stash tabs from contracts, and you're also gonna be able to get things like ember cores, like powder, like the legendary powder, the green powder, materials, more of those materials, not those materials, more like things like this. And just a second, and this, and this, and this, things like those. You're gonna be able to get them either under a pack or something else. Then you're gonna be able to get some fort stuff, fort props. A lot of fort props you can get. There's 4. This you can place on your floor. And then you're gonna be able to get some types of furniture and that you unlock from contracts. This is one of my favorite, by the way. It's bigger than it looks here. And then you're gonna be able to get some nature stuff, shitloads of different nature stuff that you can get for your forts, and some of those are unlocked as world drops, others not just by world drops but also as contract rewards. Some of those are already unlocked for you, but you have a wide variety of things. Honestly, shitloads of stuff. You can look at those. A lot of stuff. And yeah, the patches today, Dragon have us in 2 hours and 20 minutes roughly. Roughly 2 hours 20 minutes from now. So I'm just showing you, there's a ton of stuff here, and that's not all. I don't have all the different assets. See, this one is a bathtub. Who uses a bathtub like this one? It's weird, but it seems okay. It seems like a fun bathtub to use. And let's show you some structures. I'm assuming that's the things you care the most about, probably. I loved having this one and a campfire next to it. Alright, had to mute myself for a second to sneeze. Tents, yeah, bunches of stuff, and that's not all. There's so much more, so much more. Different types of woes and arches, and yeah. Alright, enough of this, enough of this. I think I've showed you enough of the stuff that you can get with contracts to keep you kind of hyped and excited. Building up the hype there. Alright, let's go kill some more stuff again. I'm just gonna quickly send the pet to sell. Let's go kill a boss or two. The fort would get an increased limit. Right now the fort limit is 250 complexity. This is getting double to 500 fort complexity, and you don't have to use everything. It's gonna be kind of you making choices. Do I want to go for those props, or do I want those props? Do I want more wardrobes, or do I want more nature stuff, or do I want more walls or more flooring? There's a limit, because without the limit it's gonna take forever to vote into your fort, and it's gonna take forever when you're teleporting into someone else's fort or traveling to those passages. You know those passages where you get voted into someone else's random fort? Just to make sure that the voting doesn't take too long, there's that prop limit, fort complexity limit, or whatever they want to call it. So it's getting doubled from 250 to 500. And again, those props, it's not like you have to use every single prop in the game in your fort. It's just gonna be too much, I guess. But it's good to have choices. I love having choices. I love when I get bored of grinding and farming to just spend half an hour, an hour. I've once spent 2 hours completely redecorating the fort from scratch, deleting everything and starting from scratch. In the alpha, before the wipe, I did that just to mess around, experiment with it. The sky set, which is the sky set? This is bugged. I think it's broken because energy spike is a cooldown skill, for example, but it doesn't trigger the mana regen. The mana regen on the celestial set, mana infused. He's talking. Bangarang is talking about a buff that you get on the celestial set. This didn't have a phase beast. I'm gonna restart. Actually, let's go on the mage. While we're talking about this, let's go on the mage. So this is broken, and they're gonna fix it. Some things are just not triggering. What I think is happening is, since they changed the Luminous Run to a charge skill, from a cooldown skill, they might have changed something. So you can see this is the boots. Gain mana infused for 3 seconds after using a cooldown skill. You can see Dark Spears is a cooldown skill, and it triggers. My Blink Shadow Pet triggers it, and I get charges. But things like this one, which is obviously a cooldown skill, does not trigger it. And that's gonna change, I guess, because this didn't used to be a cooldown skill, and when they made it cooldown skill, they might have forgotten to give it some sort of property in the blueprint, the same property this one and this one seem to have. It's just bugs. I think some of the things just really need to kind of be looked into. So if you see some things like that, see if it has already been reported. If it hasn't, well, report it so that they are aware of things like this. Because that's the early access. We gotta let them know about things like those so they can fix them for us. And yeah, know that there's a wipe. I mean, I already had all my things wiped once in the game when they didn't even say. They used to say there's not gonna be a wipe for alpha, but back then the game was called Torchlight Frontiers. And when they changed the name to Torchlight 3, they decided to wipe everything and to do that non-disclosure agreement for the first few or for the first several months of alpha and beta under the name of Torchlight 3. But now we do know about the wipe, so just remember about this too. Know that if you're not fine with playing a game where you're gonna lose your progress, just wait for launch. Shinitu, I could do Act 3 with you, but you're gonna have to be here when I start, because we've got other people who would wanna do it. So I'm gonna start as soon as the game's patched and my stream is ready. And I'm gonna probably give people 1 or 2 or 3 minutes or so to join the stream if they wanna join me. But even if I'm further than someone else, I wouldn't mind slowing down a little and letting others catch up. But I'm gonna be doing multiple playthroughs of Act 3. I'm probably gonna do an all-nighter and have to drink some coffee eventually. I'm planning on finishing Act 3 with at least 3, maybe 4 heroes. So it's gonna be a long night tonight. Because the patch is landing at 8 in the evening my time. So I'm gonna fuel my belly properly before that. And prepare myself for completing Act 3 multiple times with different builds. I'm gonna check some of the comments, because I think I might have missed a few comments. Someone asked about customizing the layout of the fort. You cannot. Right now the fort always looks the same and always has the same size. So regarding that we would not be able. And I think that was the only thing I've missed. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I've missed. Well, doing it with your sharpshooter, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice having sharpshooter in the team. I'm gonna start with my mage, then move to the Realm Master, then the Forged, and maybe the sharpshooter would be the last one I'm gonna do Act 3 with. And then after that, tomorrow I'm probably gonna be doing the other remaining heroes and starting new ones as well. It all depends. If I get some item drops for some of the builds I wanna try, I would make those builds as new heroes. Until I get the items, I'm gonna wait, I guess. Pet, go, sell. No face beasts, eh? Legendary boots. Keep getting those same legendary items all the time. Mostly armor. Mostly the same legendary armor pieces. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. Get this, and then I'm gonna have to go to the fort. See, I've got probably another hour and a bit of streaming, and then it's gonna be dinner time for me. Before the patch. Who is the best character in the game? The mage? Well, the mage and the sharpshooter are the strongest right now, but with the right items, the other two seem to have interesting builds that I haven't tested them because I don't have the items. But if you want easy to get damage characters without much investment into special items, mage and sharpshooter. With the mage, all you need is celestial gauntlets and 2 more pieces of the set, ideally boots and maybe pants or helmet. So you just need the celestial gauntlets, and then your mage would be strong with whatever build you decide to use, and the boots to help you with mana again, and it could work well. Skittering shoulders are amazing for every hero. Every hero can get shitloads of damage reduction from this thing. So that's something I suggest on every kind of setup. Go sell pet.
Your pet has arrived.
Oh, I forgot recipes. And earlier I was talking about dead space with stash tabs. This is it. Stash tab, I cannot use it. I'm right clicking now. I cannot drop it. There's no D button to drop it, and I cannot sell it. So this is dead space. You can either put it into the stash or keep it in your consumables tab. You cannot give it to the pet. There's nothing you can do with this one. See, this one has D as destroy. This one doesn't have D as destroy. It only has use option. And when you're full with 10 stash tabs, it's kind of just taking space there. So that's something hopefully they would fix soon. Alright, so let's do some accurate plane hunting. No, let's actually do the frag master. DJ Hunter is saying I buy the game yesterday and I start with the Robo, but he hasn't good damage. Yeah, the forged is the lowest damage you can get on all the heroes early levels. And even in the high levels you need special items to make the forge strong. As for DZ games, says I hear Torchlight 3 simplified compared to Torchlight 2. Is that true? Depends. Some things are better and have more complexity and depth. Other things are more simplified. I prefer Torchlight 3's system for skills, and I prefer the Torchlight 3 system with the relics and with the Legendarium, and I prefer the Torchlight 3 enchanting system, but it needs improvements. It needs improvements because it still feels kind of basic and very grindy, and it feels kind of illogically, well, it feels logically how they've grouped up the enchanting categories, but there's a better way of grouping them to give you more control. So there are things that can be improved, but yeah, there are things in Torchlight 2 that kind of feel outdated to me as systems nowadays, and some things in Torchlight 2 seem to be better, but some things in Torchlight 3 seem to also be better. So I guess it's based on personal preference and opinion. What I like, 90% of the RPG gamers probably don't. because I prefer weird, crazy stuff. I prefer having more freedom instead of restrictive, outdated systems for the skills and for the level ups and so on like that. We used to have a Diablo 2 type of skill system in Torchlight 3, and it just didn't feel right, and now we have such a better system when it comes to the skills. You can just invest into the skills you want. You have passive tier bonuses for each skill that can boost the skill itself, but also other things. So you might want to invest into skills that you're not gonna be using just for passive bonuses with your spare points. Then you've got the relics. Then you've got the pets are very simplified. Pets definitely need more work. So the pet system is more basic. And right now maybe it feels very whacking, but I'd much rather them focus on adding endgame content and new enemy varieties and new items and maybe new relics, and then eventually when they have spare time for other stuff to do some more improvements on the pets, unless they have person who's already working on pet stuff. Because pets right now don't have so much stuff that they can do. I would like to see the pet having stances. Defensive stance, aggressive stance, and a neutral stance, like the standard stance. I would like to see the pets having more options in regards to what to do with certain items in its inventory. I would like a pet move/attack button that makes the pet move, or if hovered over an enemy, to attack that enemy. And this button to not work just for the pet, but for any type of summon we've got, such as those pets that my pet summons. Petception. And for other summons that I could get from different relics or so on. So there's things that could improve. So in a way, yeah, it feels simplified, but sometimes simple is not a bad thing. Sometimes simplicity is better than complexity. Simple doesn't mean less depth in every case. You can have a lot of depth, but a simple system that's easy to learn as well. But yeah, honestly, some things could use some more polishing and improvements. And that's why the early access phase exists, so that people can give their feedback and the developers can take that into consideration and maybe change some things around, completely rework some things. The social aspect, you've got big hub city where you see everyone, but even those hub cities are separated by servers. So if I go to my hub, it's probably gonna be mostly European people. If someone from America goes to their pub, they're not gonna see me there in their hub, because it's gonna be on the seat, the American seat, the North America West or East. But you can see other people. You cannot trade. You can party with up to 3 more people, 4-man teams. And you've got like your Steam friends you can add, and yeah, you can invite people in the party, and then you can also see nearby players if you're in a town that you can invite without having them in your friends list, I guess. You can teleport to party members, and you can also go to the forts of party members, and there's a social feature where you can interact with the buildings of someone else's fort, which needs some improvement. But basically, if I go to someone else's fort, I can do some things I'm gonna show you in a moment. Let's finish this map and I'm gonna quickly show you. I'm gonna teleport to some random fort to just demonstrate it. Hopefully it puts me into a developed fort that has the buildings I need to show you. And there's some systems that I wanna see improved. You can get certain buffs by donating items into someone else's monument. And monuments are things that just stay in the fort. So Let's go to the town quickly. I'm gonna show you the hub, the town. So this is a town, a hub for the second act, but this is the European Europe West or whatever it's called. I think Europe only has West right now. At least I'm on Europe West, even though I'm in Eastern Europe. So see, that's a different person that just voted in, but it's still not voted his model. And before it does, he's probably gonna be gone to a different zone. That's his pet. Here we see that person here. That's another person. You can see his difficulty badge. Difficulty badges you can see here for yourself, and you can see next to the name of another person. This is the lowest difficulty that person has played. The lowest difficulty. So let's go to another random fort. If you teleport to either of those outposts here, those passages, it teleports you to a random fort of a random person. And you can't trade, no trading whatsoever yet. And even if there is trading, it's definitely not gonna be Path of Exile or Wilson type of trading to prevent black market selling items for real money. They do not want black markets. They don't want items sold for real money. So if there is trading, it probably could be Diablo 3 style trading, or an auction house where there's gonna be some fees and stuff like that. So let me see a monument. See, this is a monument, Tree of Luck. So if I go to this guy's tree, I can give him a white item to help him level up his tree, and then I get 9% gear luck. With the green item I get 11, with the blue item I'm gonna get 14% gear luck. But it's only 300 seconds, and considering I have to vote out of this zone to another zone, I'm losing some stuff. And you can get other buffs if you donate to different monuments, and I'm helping him level up his Tree of Luck. The Tree of Luck, like every other monument, has 5 levels, and it's leveled up by giving them items. For the Tree of Luck, for the monuments, you give the monuments specific resources. This one, and this one for Act 1, Act 2 and Act 3, which you get from enemies that are native to that zone. Goblins, automatons or Hivit, respectively, for Act 1, 3 and 2. Okay, I've been here. I need to reset my character now. The zones are not as big as Torchlight 2, but I actually like it. I'm not a big fan of huge big zones where it takes me shitloads of time to go from one end to the other, but others prefer it. I don't like huge zones. I like moderately big zones. Some of the zones are bigger, some of the zones are smaller, and some of the zones are kind of more intricate than others, so you're not just running forward in a straight path in some zones. This guy is experimenting with the summons. So let's show you some zones then. I'm gonna try and show you different zones. Like, let's show you the first zone so you can see the first thing that's gonna greet you. Hectylus, what building are you talking about? Are you talking about the fort? About the fort, just give it a few hours and then there's gonna be a new patch that brings a lot of things to the fort. And there's a ton of different props that you can unlock. A ton of different recipes and designs you can put into your fort. You have to unlock them by completing contracts, or by killing bosses and getting new designs from bosses or from enemies. So I'm just gonna quickly show you some different maps so you can see kind of how big a map can be. So this one is the first map in the very first act. It's kind of not as big as some of the other maps, and there's some more down there under the waypoint. So you're probably gonna see half of the map only. But you can see it's not just straightforward, it has a little bit of twists and turns. But yeah, 2 more hours are left. So give it 2 more hours and then contracts are getting added. And I was just showing it earlier to people what you can get from the forts. So I'm not gonna show it right now again, but believe me, there's tons of different buildings you can unlock for your fort. And the fort complexity right now is 250 limit, but that's changing to 500, meaning twice as many buildings that you can put into your fort. The fort is kind of small, but I like it because that means faster loading times. So there's gotta be a limit of how much complexity and how big a fort is. I wouldn't mind seeing different designs of the background of a fort. The same way we have different types of hideouts in Path of Exile, for example. This thing I wouldn't mind changing the backgrounds and so on. To not be just basic stones, to maybe have some dark stone layout, or maybe something that's not made of stones but made of wood, or made of some sort of ruins like this. But you've got so many different props that you can use. The team has definitely included a bunch of stuff and that you can find in the map. So this one was like half of a map. So I started here, I went over here, here. There's more down there. Now I'm gonna teleport again, just to show you some more layouts and designs. And this game used to have endgame, but they removed it, and they're currently reworking. They're working on a new system. They already showed me and some other streamers and YouTubers and people from the Discord server. They already showed us the endgame a few weeks ago. But as a work in progress kind of presentation. Tomorrow they're probably gonna show us more. Tomorrow they're most likely gonna show us some gameplay, but I can't talk much about it. I can tell you I'm excited. This is kind of as far as I can talk about the upcoming endgame system. It's your typical rifting system, but with a unique Torchlight 3 kind of spin to it. So they're not trying to reinvent the hot water. They're trying to just have their own unique version of endgame, of rifting, of kind of challenges and things like that. So it's gonna be something that you're gonna know is an endgame mode. You're gonna know what the person is doing is endgame when you see them playing it. And some people guessed it based on some promotional material that it has something to do with playing cards. Playing cards. I'm not saying what, but someone guessed it because on some of the images they uploaded on Steam, when they were referring to this dungeon, there was like a playing card on the drawing, on the banner. PvP is gonna be nightmare for a game like this. They've already said it. Balancing this game, they experimented with PvP, and this game is balanced for PvE, not for PvP. And that's gonna require someone full-time working on balancing, and they're better off focusing on something else. I'd much rather see them focus on more important things than PvP. There's other games for PvP, hack and slash games, and PvP even in Diablo 2 used to be super badly balanced. With some builds versus other builds. But they confirmed that they have experimented with it, tested it, and some things ended up being so overpowered, and there's gonna have to be a separate balancing if they do decide to do PvP, and that's a lot of work. A lot of work, someone constantly making PvP versions of the damage you do of a certain skill, and you can get 100% damage reduction for a few seconds. It's gonna be so overpowered with some items that exist in the game that I'm actually hoping they never add PvP in this game, because it's gonna be a shit show, believe me. with the current items we've got in the game, it's gonna be one-shot galore. People one-shotting each other super easily, and it's not gonna be fun. If they add PvP, it would be better as a mod, as a separate mod where every single ability is rebalanced. And since it's gonna have offline mode and people modding the offline mode, let the community make PvP. Let the community take their time and make a PvP mod, rebalance every single skill and every single item, and then we can play it as a mod and have it as a mod. It's gonna be fun if someone makes some arena maps like Deathmatch, Free for All or Team Deathmatch PvP in some big open maps. But it's gonna require so much rebalancing that I'd much rather see them work on new content and on endgame PvE modes instead of on PvP, which is not like a priority for many. Free for all would be fun, yeah, like some sort of respawn map with a free for all deathmatch with some kill limit. But again, let the community do those crazy things. I mean, there's gonna be modding, obviously, and I've already said it. The developers said that if they like some mods, they would consider putting those mods into the online version, into the live version of the game. So if you're a modder, that's good news for you. Whoever is listening and might be a modder might be very happy about this. Because that's free development for them. If something is balanced enough and feels good enough to make it into the live game, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't add it. If it fits, if it's balanced. Dude, free for all deathmatch is not BR. BR games are shitty because they have Eye of the Storm closing in on you and all of that. I hate BR games, it's boring. I like Quake 3 Arena, Quake 2, Unreal Tournament, that type of deathmatch, team deathmatch, free for all, not huge BR map. If someone wants to make PvP mods, I'd much prefer something in the style of Quake 1, Quake 2, and Unreal Tournament and all of that. That type of deathmatch. And like the MOBA games in Warcraft 3 that we had. In Warcraft 3 we had so many different arenas. We had Naruto arenas, we had some arenas with World of Warcraft characters in the Warcraft 3 modes. We had MOBAs. I mean, if someone feels like they wanna make such a mod, let them make it. Let people make whatever mods they want. I mean, that's what modding is for the crazy stuff, the stuff that the developers don't have the time and priority to do. But it's gonna be a lot of work. If someone feels like it, it's probably gonna take them a lot of time to rebalance things to be good for PvP as a mod. Cyberpunk is a different type of ARPG. It's a third person, but not the isometric third person top down like we have. So it's a different camera. It's heavy. So it's more of the Witcher, but futuristic kind of Witcher. So yeah, Cyberpunk would be great. If I do have the money to buy it when it comes out, I'm gonna definitely buy it, even though my PC would be struggling because my video card is very old and weak. I'm only using a 1066 gigabytes, so that's gonna be far from what I need to play the game. But I'm gonna be able to play it at least on some settings medium. Some settings I can probably put on medium, and not have problems with playing and streaming it. We'll see, we'll see. I'm hoping it's not that heavy, but looking at the graphics, it seems like it's gonna be very demanding of a game, requirement-wise. Core Punk looks like one of the slowest movements I've seen in game. I'm hoping that they've changed it. The first Core Punk trailer they showed us was awful. It was such an awful slow game. Very slow. Hopefully they've improved that movement, because Core Punk seemed like a turtle walking. A bit is an understatement. I mean, it hurt me to watch it. I couldn't even bear watching the trailer, but I kind of made myself watch it until the end a couple of times to confirm I'm not that I'm not on drugs. I was wondering, what the fuck? I don't remember smoking shit. Why is this so slow? What's with the slow motion? They really need to improve the pacing of that Core Punk game. But it seemed like not a bad game, apart from that. And the combat pacing and the movement of heroes and stuff like that. So yeah, the patch is coming so soon. I'm gonna spend another 40-50 minutes, let's say 40 minutes, and then actually I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna order some food for myself. So I'm gonna quickly go into my fort, and I'm gonna open up my phone and open Food Panda or Takeaway or something like that. So I'm gonna need just a few minutes to order food. I'm gonna be reading comments, but I need to order food. And do I want Takeaway or Food Panda? Let's see. I'm gonna order some food so I don't have to cook it. And in like 40 minutes or 15 minutes I'm gonna probably stop streaming, and my food probably should have arrived by then. Let's see, some burgers or something I trust and know is good. But yeah, let's see what else. Torchlight 3 update countdown. Big V is doing the countdown. Elmanhu is asking whether this or Vast Epoch is a better buy. Right now Vast Epoch has a lot more to offer in regards to story and in regards to endgame. This game right now doesn't have endgame. So maybe wait a few months for this game when they add the endgame, and then revisit it and consider buying it then. For now I'm gonna say yeah, maybe Vast Epoch. If you're a typical ARPG player who just wants to have endgame and a lot of things to do after finishing the story and a big story, you might wanna have to wait for this one. This is in the start of its endgame, in the start of its early access. Whereas what's its name? Vast Epoch is already with a year or 2 years of early access behind it. So there's that you can keep in mind. Okay, why can't I find? Okay, I found it. I found the place I want to order from. So yeah, just give me a moment. I'm quickly ordering some food. Shit, what type of burger do I want? Do I want the cheap burger without much stuff in it and save money, or do I want something more fancy? Alright, I'm gonna go for the cheap basic stuff and get 2 of them. So yeah, let's see some more and give me just 5 more minutes, I'm finishing my food order. Grim Down Diablo 2 mod is amazing, and Vinicius Amante is saying, hey Struck, what are you thinking of this game? It is in the same level of quality of Torchlight 2? Well, definitely not, because this is not a finished game. It's not a finished game, it's still in early access. So it's gonna take some time for this game to be ready. So it's good. I like some of the things in this game I like more than Torchlight 2, honestly. But in Torchlight 2 there's other things I like more. So it's situational, I guess. Restaurants. Where's the fucking search? There we go. Alright, it's not showing me the place I wanted, but it should be here. I'm just gonna write. This ordering takes a long time sometimes. Yeah, fucking Food Panda removed the restaurant I want to order to. Okay, it's gonna have to be the other place. Alright, let's take 2 of those burgers with jalapenos maybe. And let's make it a double with 2 times the meat, and there we go, I'm ready. All right, I'm good. I can now play. Just increasing my ringtone volume so I don't miss it in case they're earlier than expected. But yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry for that. I just wanted to make sure I'm ready so I don't miss the order. And I'm gonna have dinner eventually in like half an hour, 40 minutes from now. I'm gonna stop streaming then. And yeah, trying to optimize my time before the patch, I guess. So let's see any other comments I missed. Heartbreaker's Q, that's a Valentine's Day thing. Yeah, it kind of is. Do you think he has potential? Who? Vinicius, do I think who has potential? And Shinitu, by the way, Struck, you didn't answer me about the Heartbreaker's Q. I haven't played much with Heartbreaker, so could you type the question again? Shinitu, yeah, feel free to ask the question. Let's go kill some stuff again. Oh, you got the armor with lead defense. Nice, nice. I remember getting that in the alpha, not just an armor but a weapon with lead damage. I don't think I've gotten one here, but I think in Torchlight Frontiers I had that one. I also remember getting a fire starter with 666 damage. Or it might not have been fire starter because the name was different. Back then the name was different of that sword. If I remember correctly, but I had that weapon with the 666 damage. Is it worth to max it because I got a legendary rifle that makes it spawn electric bows on hit? I don't think Heartseeker is really fun, but try it. Farm some respectacles and try it, or level up a new sharpshooter. honestly, I never got for more than 1 point into it. It seemed underwhelming and it needs a little bit of buffing. Because the damage it does, people are saying it's not doing as much damage to make it worth the long cooldown. So Heartseeker, it seems like underwhelming skill right now with this cooldown and with this damage. This one didn't die from the damage over time. I was letting them die from the burning and poison to see how much it would take. How long it would take. Let's try and find the beastie boy. No beastie boy. Alright, let's kill the boss then. Oh shit. Oh, the flying spiders have returned. So yeah, I decided today, instead of cooking, to do a little bit of ordering. Too many pets. Oh, shame. Shame. I need 1 minute for my pets to return. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Heartseeker right now. And I'm sad and bummed that they broke so badly Scattershot. It used to be such a nice setup to have Scattershot and revolt combo. And right now Scattershot seems underwhelming as well. "20 seconds. Alright, pet, I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to come back. In the meantime, let's kill some stuff before the pet comes.
Your inventory is full. Your pet has
And the pet is back. Come on, I want a face beast. I want a face beast here for Shriek Beak. The game appears to be smooth despite all the hate comment stuff. I guess I will have to play. Thanks for answering the questions. Alright, Vinicius. It does seem smooth. Some things are still kind of rough. Like there's some rubber banding every now and then when you're using certain skills, and that's gonna be fixed with some netcode things. Oh, I've got max gold now. Alright. We're at max gold. And when you're playing with others who are from a different region, you might see a little bit more rubber banding and lagging and not as much responsiveness, but that's server stuff. Server stuff can be fixed. As long as the core gameplay of a game, the core systems like the skill system, like the pet system, like the relic system, like the legendarium, like the enchanting, the gear itemization and stuff like that, as long as those systems are good, the game always has potential. If you mess one of those up, you have to fix them before people can consider it. Right now I don't think anything is too messed up, and I don't think anything feels wrong. So let's quickly do this. Boom. choices. I gotta make some tough choices here. Saving some items for Wobby builds. Now I wish I could craft another... Oh, speaking of crafting, I've got some stuff I need to make. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out some storage space for some of those items. In the meantime, let's get rid of some of the other stuff like this. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep those, and let's go change characters now quickly. Yeah, a little bit of forged, keeping it cool with the forge. You gotta vent and keep it cool with the forged.
Take a chance. Spend some coin.
Oh, I should not have sold this item. I forgot. Right, I'm still trying to get the skittering shoulders.
I procured fresh stock.
So I'm just gonna do a little bit of... Alright, enough. Because we gotta make sure we've got 20k gold before the patch. Or close to it. So let's go bug swat. Come on. Beastie Boy right away. Let's go. Boss fight. Immediately. Okay. Okay. I keep forgetting about having too many pets. Oh, juicy, juicy. That's a pretty nice cannon. I'm actually gonna equip it. Any scroll of unbinding with me? Nope. So I've got this spare one and I've got that other one. So this chance of knockback, I probably don't need it because my shotgun blast already knocks back. So probably, yeah, might be a little bit of an overkill and I'm knocking them back too far away from me to hit them. There's gotta be a balance of how much you knock back, I guess. But the chance to immobilize might be better. Jmontastic, what's the patch been about? Been away for a week. Alright, Jmontastic, there's for example Act 3, then the contracts, then the wife-bound system is changing, which the majority of the player base is not really happy about. But it's gonna be an opt-in system instead of opt-out, so you're gonna find an item and make it wife-bound instead of the other way around. There's gonna be buyback button, there's gonna be changes to some of the relic active and relic activation skills, so changes to relics, but the major changes would be the wife bound system changes, the Act 3 and the contract system. Those three things are the major ones. There's big patch notes on the official Discord, so if you have joined the discord.gg/play Torchlight server, then you would be able to go to a channel called Beanstalk, and in Beanstalk you can see a huge list of patch notes, a huge list. They're gonna be splitting it into two separate Steam posts. So yeah, the patch notes are so big they won't fit into one Steam post due to the word limit, so they have to do two separate ones, part 1 and part 2. Of course, in those patch notes not everything is changes from a couple of weeks ago. Some of the changes are changes from before early access, based on the beta testing of Act 3. So some of the changes are Act 3 changes, things that weren't in the game recently but were in the game before that and have changed. Some rebalances, reworks of Act 3 stuff are included in the patch notes. So some of you may not know the difference because you may not have played Act 3 before, but if you've played the alpha and beta with Act 3 you would know what those changes mean. But yeah, for the patch not much is left. 1 hour 20 minutes until the supposed time where the patch is coming. In like 20 minutes or so I'm gonna probably make a break and wait for my food and eat it, and then get ready for a long stream tonight. I'm planning on leveling up 3 at least of my 6 heroes. I'm planning of leveling up at least 3, hopefully 4 of my builds to level 50 and completing the act. So I'm gonna do 3 or 4 playthroughs of Act 3 on 3 or 4 heroes tonight. So it's gonna be a long stream. I'm gonna be probably pulling an all-nighter. So I'm gonna stock up on coffee and stuff like that if needed. And wasting time, nice to hear that you'll be watching the stream. I'm gonna start with the Dusk Mage on the, not my main, but my second Dusk Mage, the one with the Absolver. Because I just kind of enjoy it a little bit more now, because I've not played Absolver based builds as much before, because it wasn't that strong. But right now I'm enjoying it so much with the Celestial Gauntlets being a thing in the game. It's just super nice. Any mage build is strong with those gauntlets, the Celestial ones. When you have that double double bonus from the 3 set bonus. So I'm gonna start with the mage, then with the realm master, and then with the forge. That's gonna be my plan for later, for when the patch lands. And after the forge, the sharpshooter if we have time. If not, then we're gonna continue tomorrow with the rest. I'm not gonna be making a YouTube video today or tomorrow until I've played enough with every relic weapon, just to see the differences. So I'm not gonna be hurrying and pulling the gun earlier on a patch notes, patch overview video. I always make those patch overview videos for the big patches, for the big updates. So it is coming, but I'm gonna need some time to get familiarized with the changes and be able to give a good opinion about the stuff. Alright, we got Cronky Boy this time. 42. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm gonna go to my fort and unbind this, because it seems amazing. It seems like something I want in my thing. Problem is I'm losing a block, and right now I'm at 36 block chance, but see, I'm gonna lose 6.7, so let's say I'm losing 7 block chance. Might go back to using a shield like this one.
Your pet has returned.
But oh, and I'm losing poison defense. I'm losing regular defense to get poison defense, which I really don't need right now as much. But that crit damage, man, I'm at base 150 pleb crit damage right now, so I could rather get that 33%. We'll see. Let's go and unbind this, cause I need it. I need it safe. A 42 Mountain King chest piece. We can party on Discord, on my Discord server. We can do some voice chat there. If you want, I can make it so that people can hear you. But you're gonna have to make sure you're not saying anything that I can get into trouble for on stream. But normally I mute you guys when you team up with me and we're on Discord. I normally mute my Discord chat, so don't worry about that. Although my stream is 18 plus stream, so swear words and things like that have always been something I would say every now and then, and I allow. Meaning the regular swear words like fuck, shit, and things like that, and damn, and so on. And cunt, and although cunt, I think many people get offended by someone using that word, but if it's not used to describe a woman but a man, I think it should be maybe okay. And not offensive and not prohibited on stream. Alright, let's do some of this. Need a scroll of unbinding. Where did it go? Okay, good. We can't wear it anyways. We need 3 more levels before we can wear it, and I think there's a skittering and then there's a Mountain King. I'm gonna have to chug it somewhere. 8 is my forge stuff. Okay. Not saving this. Think we're good now. I can probably use one more scroll of unbinding on that cannon. Yeah, all my stashes are full. All my stashes. There isn't a single one that isn't filled. This one is getting filled once I put this back. Oh, there we go. One with a room for an item. This one, oh, this one also isn't filled. Okay, so we've got some room. Never mind, I didn't see this thing. So I've got some room. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, let's quickly go back to the mage for the last few minutes of the stream before I make a dinner break. And Dudu850 says, so you get shared stash tabs from questing, right? Yeah, for completing Act 1 and completing Act 2 and completing Act 3 you get stash tabs. You also get stash tabs from, what's its name? From contracts rewards. From contracts rewards you get stash tabs as well. So max limit is 10, and after 10 be careful, because right now I don't know whether it's gonna be fixed with the next patch, but right now you cannot delete, you cannot sell, and you cannot use stash tabs after you have the limit, so it's just dead space. So the best you can do once you get 10 stash tabs is to just not pick them up from the ground when they drop as a quest reward, to just let them stay on the ground. Unless it gets out to picked. If it gets out to pick, then fill your inventory with free white items from the NPC at Act 1. And then try to collect it. Or actually it's in the consumable, so you have to fill your consumable tab, so that it's not gonna get looted when you collect it. That's just one workaround to make sure it doesn't go into your inventory once you have 10. Any beastie boy nearby? Can we expect patch notes? The patch notes have already been they have already been posted on the Discord, and they will be posted as 2 separate posts on the Steam. Last I heard from the community manager, she said she needed to separate it to 2 different posts because they're too big. So you can go on the official Discord, which is discord.gg/play Torchlight, and then look for this channel, Stream Bean. No, Beanstalk, my bad, wrong channel. I'm gonna Beanstalk, I'm writing it down. So this is the Discord and the channel is Beanstalk. In that channel you can see the patch notes. But they're going up on Steam, don't worry, they will be on Steam. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit more playing with this desk mage, then it's gonna be a pause for like an hour or so until the patch is released. I'm gonna be on standby. Dragon Hell says that he thinks there's already patch notes on Steam. That's good to know. I've seen them in the Discord. I mean, I can show you here on the Discord. Now, where is it? Beanstalk. See, that's the patch notes. You can see it's a big list. quite a big list. So general user interface, then environment, then VFX, then SFX, then quests, items and gear, then forts, relic stuff, pet stuff, monster stuff, a lot of monster stuff as you can see, classes and skills, pretty much good stuff. I hope you saw this. Big notes. The mage and sharpshooter I can say have super nice clear speed. Not sure which one is the faster, but probably with the broken items that exist right now, the mage can one-shot some stuff. And with the right builds, you've got enough AoE to clear. So I'm gonna say they're kind of equal. Depending on your items, it might be slightly different, but mage can do stuff easily. Depends on your items and on your build. For example, I'm not playing meta build because I don't have the items for a meta build. But I'm playing something that can work even if you don't have the best items. It still works well because I've got the gauntlet, which is the top one armor piece for a mage, the celestial gauntlet. This one. This gives you up to 200% extra increased damage when you have the 2 charges. I don't have the items I want. I want some off hands and main hands for my mage, for entropy, for energy spike, for holy bolt, for what's its name? What's the name of that thing? For radiant blast. I want some items, but they're just not dropping for me. I'm gonna get them from Gambo, but for now I'm saving my gold coins for gambling with the forged to get cannons. So the first thing I'm gonna go and do before playing with the mage after the patch is log on the forged, quickly gamble for cannons, and then go back onto the mage and do the Act 3 playthrough. But yeah, that's probably gonna be the last run. Hopefully I get the phase beast. If not, I'm gonna have to end it with the boss of this map, because I'm gonna do dinner break quickly. Let's try and finish this map. Come on. I hate those enemies that keep going underground. It just takes a while to kill. It's not like they're difficult to kill, it just takes a while. You have to wait for them to show up on the surface. So ideally I would have an item that makes me, while using Holy Bolt, to cast Absolver, which is that one with the piercing projectiles, my right click. Come on. There we go. It didn't spawn a phase beast. Maybe we're gonna get lucky and see one here. Let's see. No, no phase beast. Well, still not too bad. Still not too bad. But yeah, it's 6:58 p.m. here. So let's say 7 p.m. here. So in 1 hour I'm gonna return when the game is patched. If it takes more than 1 hour until the patched, as soon as the game is patched and ready, I will return. So thanks everyone for watching. Keep it cool, folks, and until later. Goodbye for now.